No
was
pressure.
so sweet of you. I wish, can we record that and I can have it when I walk into my living room?
Yes.
Yeah. Don't y'all
Absolutely.
want that? Like just entrance, like, hey guys.
Yes.
Yeah, see, done. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi guys. How's it going? Good. Hi. How's everybody's Friday? Yeah, okay. Small but mighty. Who's first time at the convention? All right, that's a lot of y'all. Okay, I asked this question. I've asked a few of you this. Just shout out answers. What made you transition from watching the show to coming to conventions? YouTube videos of other people going? Jensen? You don't say. I feel like he makes y'all do a lot of stuff. You what? Oh, I love that. Something nice for yourself, a gift. I love that. Have you guys found a nice community? What was that? Oh, was that dirty? Okay, your laugh was like saying otherwise. Let's see. Yeah, it could be dirty. But yeah. No, I think it's nice. Have you guys found like a nice community in each other? That warms my heart. I love it. Well, I just want to say thank y'all. Thank you guys for coming. We really genuinely appreciate it. And I think it's just a really nice, it's just a nice thing. Like it's our version of going on tour. You know, we make these shows in dark warehouses, in some cases decades ago. And we get to still celebrate the work, so we really appreciate you guys showing up and showing up for each other. I'm always so impressed with the generosity and the philanthropy that exists in this little ecosystem that we've created. So thank you. Do we have questions, or are those? Where's the microphones? Oh, so we don't have any questions. Oh, okay. You guys are in line for Chad. How's it going, Chad? Oh, hey. You having a good time? Yeah. Happy Friday. So I heard you had a good ghost hunt last night. A good sesh. Okay, so should I go a Thursday night, y'all? Yeah. It's not scary? Oh. See? And they know it's haunted. Like in the middle of like dinner. Okay, what's it called? The Clay Pit. Go get scared with a side of curry. And a glass of wine. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna leave that to you. I love that you love this. Yeah. You too. Yeah. Yeah, come on. You know, just you and I, just me and Chad on this Friday. Who's coming to karaoke tonight? Yeah. I was like, how does one dress like a boy band? I feel like you just dressed. I don't know. Maybe a trucker hat? Some colorful hair. Okay, we still don't have questions? Oh, you have a question? Okay. It's gonna be a long time if we don't have questions. I'm just letting you know.
I'm a very deep thinker, so I was curious, because this question keeps me up at night. Would you rather forget your past or know your future and not be able to change it?
Oh. Neither? Is that an option? I don't, like, yeah, I guess no regrets. Like, you don't wanna, I wouldn't want to not have my past. I mean, some parts of it. But, and what was the, or know your future, but not be able to change it? Neither. I feel like anytime, like, you know, I feel like anxiety is like the not knowing, right? So we kind of like live in this like trepidation of the unknown. And I when I get into those experiences, I just like try to sit in the discomfort of being like, I don't know what's coming, and I just have to trust that things will work out and have as for my past, I mean, you know, what's that, The Lion King with with Rafiki? Yeah. You can get hit by the stick again, or you can learn. So I feel like that's how we don't get hit by sticks anymore. So, or some of us do. I've been hit by sticks many times. I'm like, damn it again. Love sticks, love sticks. Anyways, okay, thank you. What would you rather? Talk loud, pretend you're at a theater.
I would rather know my future because I've had a lot of crap in my life happen. But I'd like to know my future because I'm also terrified of the future. So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Hello.
Hi, my name's Nora. I was wondering, how was it like filming action scenes with Jensen Ackles?
How is it like existing in the same world as Jensen Ackles guys? Jensen's great. He's really professional. And, you know, so we did the Abaddon's death scene, her ultimate demise, because she died a few times. It was written at the time as the script has said the most epic death in supernatural history. I know, I was really proud of that. I was like, wow, like 9 seasons in, that's, you know, it's a kind of a flex. But we rehearsed it like all day, and it was supposed to be this big epic thing, and you know, it built up all season. He had to get the mark of Cain and the first blade. That thing is so gnarly, it has teeth. But we went to do the scene where she's like getting stabbed by him, and it was, so when you do action, you work with a stunt team, and the stunt coordinator becomes the director of that moment, and so they sort of hand over the reins. And so the stunt coordinator goes 3, 2, 1, action, and they direct their team. And it's a safety protocol, of course. And so you hear the whisper. The director's like, okay, the camera guy goes, we're set. The director goes, okay, ready. And then the stunt coordinator goes 3, 2, 1, action. And so there's like a lot going on. And he's supposed to come up and like lift me up onto this blade, and they had me on wires. And as I'm like being lifted up, I'm like trying to keep the wires out of his face because the cameras are behind me onto him, and hearing all the work, whatever, I would shoot it. And then the camera operator, Rosie, was like, does that hurt? And I was like, no, I mean, it's fine. He's like, no, like your character. And I was like, oh, I didn't act. Oh, can we go again? And because it was so clunky. So anyway, we shoot it. I acted eventually. I did my job. And we walk outside, and we're walking off set, and Jensen like comes up and he taps me on the shoulder, and he's like, hey, can you just come back inside for a quick sec? And I was like, yeah. He's like, just take her off the wires. Can you stand on the apple box? And you know, there's like these apple boxes that we use. And I stand on the apple box, and he's like, just squat, and I'll lift you up. So he knows, and it just became that simple. From all of this like elaborate production to like, just pretend, just act. Yeah, you'll be like in a scene with him, and like it'll be in his light, and the camera's on him, and he knows it, and he'll just move over. Or like the camera's here, and he'll like move you with his hand. You're like, oh, you know what you're doing. Got it. Yeah, that's Jensen Ackles sounds. It's great to exist in his world. Hi.
Hi, this is my first ever convention. So
Welcome.
thank you. My question really is, what was your favorite part of filming Supernatural? What was the most fun for you to do, like most fun memory you had?
Oh man, it's you know, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. It's such a blessing. I've been a part of like really big franchise shows, Smallville, Stargate, and and to walk into a show that's like so established, that has such a big you know, reach, is that in and of itself is just so rare. And you know, you can have these amazing resumes and like miles long, but then when you're a part of something that just has this type of reach, it's been such a blessing. It's been a blessing to my life. I mean, some of my best friends, you know, like so many of us that are on the cast, like we didn't know each other before the show. We didn't work together on the show. we just know each other from conventions. Like Ruthie's one of my best friends. We weren't even on the same seasons. You know, we met at a convention one time. We had a relay with wine, and I was like, I'm gonna keep you. And she's like, yeah, me too. And she's, you know, been one of my best friends for, I don't know, however long it's been now. Filming, I mean, that was fun. We shot in Vancouver, which I'm from Vancouver. So it was always nice. I lived in Los Angeles for a really long time, but there's a lot that shoots in Vancouver, so it's always nice when I get to go there for work. And a lot of the crews work on the same shows, so like a lot of the crew that was on Smallville worked on the 100. Actually, the whole crew from Smallville went to the 100, and I was on both shows. And then a lot of them went over to Riverdale, which I was on Riverdale. Supernatural, I mean, if you lived in Vancouver, you worked on Supernatural and Stargate. Those are like the two staples. And Smallville. So yeah, just all of it. Community, I guess, is the short answer. The 5 paragraphs, community. Thank you, thanks for coming. I'm happy y'all are here. Hello.
Hi, I'm Rylan. What's your worst memory about
Oh. I mean, there's growing pains. I mean, I think it goes back to the first question of like, would you rather forget your past? No, because you've got to grow from it. I think like so many of us at later stages in our life, you're kind of like, oh, if I knew then what I know now, but that's impossible. So I don't have a specific thing that happened, but I just have perspective, I think, now, and I'm grateful. I'm always grateful to be sort of the more mature person on a set, and I feel very deeply that I get to mentor people. My daughter's an actor, and she's 19, and there's like so many things that I'm like, oh my God, you are so lucky. I didn't have me, you know? And I'm like, you are so lucky to have me. But she knows it too. She's like, yeah, like, and so many of her peers and friends, like, they don't have moms who are actors, and so I can like impart a lot of wisdom on her, good and bad. So there's no worst thing. I definitely, oh, I know, I have one. I love it. She was like, she got tea and everything. I got burned a contract one time, and like little things that you're just like, oh, it's fine. People won't do anything bad. They do. They do. So you need a lawyer. That's all I'm saying. You need a lawyer. Hello.
Hey, would you rather have a third eye or a third arm?
I feel like we all have a third eye. So you mean like a literal one, a physical one, or a third arm? I have 4 kids. I totally could use both. I'll take the eye. I think I'd actually kind of be hot if we all had 3 eyes. They just say right here. Yeah. Sexy.
Anywhere you want.
Yeah. It was like, did y'all watch Monsters Inc? Yeah. The big eye. Mike Wazowski. I love that movie. It's so good. Anyways, he had 1 eye, so. But yeah, a third eye. How about you?
Well, if the third eye works, I would do that, because this one doesn't, and it's just here for show. I don't need another one for show.
Okay. Fair, yeah. Okay, thanks. Hello.
Hello. So I was just wondering what made you decide to become an actress and what your favorite project has been to date?
I know you like these technical questions. So I started my career as a model. I was scouted in a mall when I was young, and it took me around the world, and I'm really grateful. And it was in the 90s. And then when I was about 18, 19, I moved from Europe. I was working all over the world and had landed in Europe. And my parents moved from Canada to Dallas. And I moved to Dallas for a little while, and I was with an agency there. And my agent called me in one day, and she was like, you know, there's more and more actors on the covers of magazines than models. We're gonna open a theatrical division. Would you be interested in being an actor? And I was like, sure, I'll try it. And so I I started my career in Texas, in Austin, actually. I did like 8 movies here, yeah, in like the early 2000s. And there's a really cool indie art scene here, as I'm sure most of you know. And so that did really well for me for a long time. And then I decided to move to Los Angeles because that was the time you kind of had to live in New York or LA. And I moved to LA and I mostly started working in television and having children. I was pregnant a lot for a while. This keeps happening. But yeah, I'd book a show and then I worked in Vancouver. So it was like this weird, like I'd book a job in LA but shot in Vancouver. And now I live back in Dallas. So I'm like, I just sort of did a little triangle in my life. But yeah, it's been great. I've really enjoyed it. And I've returned to the world of modeling recently since we went on strike actually. And that's been really good for me. So I'm just grateful to have had a career as an artist. It's, you know, not the easiest vocation, but it's fun. You can get a job. Thank you. Yeah. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking. It's my first time seeing you at a con. I haven't been to very many, this is probably my third, so it's my first time seeing you. Really excited. My question is to you, out of the cons that you've been to so far in the different locations, have you had a favorite con location, state, country, and if not, where would you like to go?
Again, this has been such a huge, such a blessing. Like you don't know this when you become an actor, that this is going to be like a part of your world. And so, and again, to be on a show that has such a global reach. I mean, I've been to so many different countries and cities and states and everywhere to celebrate, you know, this fun show that I just happened to get cast on. I always say wherever I am, it's my favorite place. Yeah, and it's true. I mean, I think like you kind of, especially if you go away to work, like little plug, I have a movie coming out September 19th. It'll be in theaters. It's called Waltzing with Brando, and we shot that in Tahiti. And you know, I'm there for like 6 weeks shooting a movie, so it becomes your home. And so you just kind of get settled in and really enjoy the experience because it's fleeting. It goes by really fast, and so I always like to sort of like really absorb the experience. And sometimes it's busy. Like I was in London just a couple days ago, and now I'm here. And yeah, I don't know if there's one specific place. Right now, my favorite place is Austin, Texas.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's my political answer. Hello.
Hello, I'm Stormy, first time calling. This is a gift to me from Lee.
Hey.
All good shows and movies, as you know, have villains we love to hate.
Yeah.
They're just awesome. How did you keep up the intensity every time you shot? Because you became one of those people who just loved to hate. We wanted to see you more and more.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, so I had just come from Stargate. And if any of y'all follow the Stargate franchise, we were the third entity, Stargate Universe. Yeah, we weren't so welcomed into the fandom initially. Like, it was a new show, and I don't think they did the transition very well personally. And so we met a lot of backlash from the fandom, and that was my first experience with the fandom and conventions and things. And so then when I got on Supernatural and I was the bad guy, I was like, they're gonna hate me, and y'all liked me. And I was like, whoa, this is so fun. But I really kind of take no credit for her. I just allowed Abaddon. She was so much fun. I just really enjoyed the experience of being her. And like I remember going in for the audition. I'll tell you guys, I've told this story many times, so forgive me, but I was at the playground with my kids. They were little and we were playing, and I got the audition on my email, and I'm reading, it's 2 pages, and I'm reading it, and I was like, this shit is ridiculous. I got shot in the face, stabbed in the back, and they chopped my head off. In my audition. Now this is no vis effects, this has no stunt team, this has no makeup, this is just me in the room with the producers. And I was like, I really didn't know how I was gonna do it. I knew the words. I think I had the idea of what she was, but I didn't overly think her because we go on so many auditions a year and you're not gonna get most of the jobs. That is the job. So I always say my full-time job is looking for a job. And I'm grateful, because I'm always like, oh, this is my time. I get to be an actor. I'm not doing laundry, I'm not driving somebody somewhere. In this moment, I am an artist. And so I just went in and I played. And I was sitting in this little room and I did the lines and I fell out of the chair and it felt very dramatic. And at the end the casting director was like, that was a really hard audition. I was like, yeah, I know, thank you. And it just kind of went from there. I just think it's what's for you won't miss you. And I think having been a part of so many different series, you kind of get into this rhythm with the team because it's the writers and the producers and the directors and then you as the actor and then your character. And you're all in this relationship and it sort of feeds each other. So writers will start to write for your strengths and then you're able to show up, as the character, which then enforces and reinforces how they've developed the character and continue to. And I have an interesting story about this. So Jenny Klein is one of the writers on Supernatural, wonderful, talented writer, dear friend of mine. And years ago, after Supernatural, I was going in for an audition, and I think it was like the second or the third audition. And I text her, and I was like, hey, are you by chance on this show? And she goes, yeah, I wrote your scene today. It was my audition scene. It was like the third audition, so it was a specific scene. I didn't know she wrote it, but I knew that she wrote it. If that's, I could interpret her writing. So I just was like, oh, I was so like empowered by that understanding of like that synergy that we have as artists. So I love being a bad guy. It's fun. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for gifting this to yourself. Hello.
Hi there. I want to know, what's your most questionable impulse purchase?
My most questionable impulse purchase? I'm a single mom and I have 4 kids. I'm like, we'll go through the drive-thru and like, I don't order food. And the kid's like, why do you never order food? I'm like, because there's so many of you. Like my sister will be like, let's go to Starbucks. It's like $90. She's like, oh my God. I'm like, I know. There's 4 of them. They're hungry all the time. 4 kids, that's my impulse. What's yours?
Oh God, that's too long of a list.
Really?
Let's be for real here.
Is like Supernatural Convention in there
Oh
somewhere?
yeah, absolutely. I didn't know I was going to come here until I was like, wait, my days on work coincide with this. Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Any of y'all have that experience? No? Okay, yeah. That's fun. Yeah, I'm kind of conservative. I like street art, I guess, but it's not like impulsive. Like I go looking for it, but that's like my plan. I don't like to pack a lot. I like a small bag. I don't like to check a bag because I don't like to be without my underwear and my toothbrush. But I do collect street art, so every piece I have is like very small, but I always get a piece all over the world. So that's like my big flex or my big splurge on myself.
That is too cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. I do some writing on the site, and I would like to know, from your perspective, what makes a good villain?
What makes a good villain? Gosh, I think we take for granted so often good writing. Sometimes you'll go into an audition and you can't make the words like come out of your mouth. And you're like, what is wrong with me? I'm a terrible actor today. And you're like, maybe the writing wasn't so great. And like certain things, like, I think when they just flow, I think when they have a good motive, I think if I were to have a critique of Abaddon, she had no human quality, so she had no remorse, she had no, we had to bring Crowley to the brink of humanity, and I think having those levels of like human are really helpful, which she didn't have that, and I think obviously her arrogance is what got her. Because I always thought that the interesting storyline, if they were to bring her back, would be Josie, just because there's so much story to tell about the men of letters and her involvement in that, and her relationship with Henry. What I think just motive, I guess, would be, we have to have a why. Everybody has to have a why. And if it doesn't make any sense, then it's just cartoony, you know? Like Dr. Claw. And what was his why? Do we know? Maybe we don't pay attention. I don't know. Thank you. Enjoy your writing. Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Big time fan of Stargate Universe. I was actually, I liked the show. I could see where the fans didn't like it, but my question is, should we have gotten another season? What would you have done differently as your character? And is there anything else coming up down the pipeline?
For Stargate?
Yeah.
Well, so Amazon just acquired MGM, which is so weird. You know, it's iconic, like the lion and the whole MGM intro, and it says an Amazon company. I'm like, damn, really? Y'all deliver my toilet paper. Yeah, it feels weird. But I am hopeful that they'll reboot the franchise. Not necessarily universe, but just the franchise. I think it's such a dope franchise, and there's so many cool stories that they could tell. I thought it was quite rude that they canceled our show a week before Christmas. Did I mention I have 4 children? But I don't know. I thought there was more story to tell. I would have liked to explore the baby situation, and I think there was more interesting. I think that gave TJ a lot of character development. I think initially her affair with Young was for Young's storyline, and then I got. Yeah, I just think there's more story to tell, and I hope they reboot the franchise. But thank you for watching. Yeah, there's a lot of guys here. Like, it's kind of rare for our thing, right? But I've noticed. So welcome. Thank y'all. We appreciate you. Hello.
Hi. My question is, if your character Abaddon and you yourself got into a fight, but you had the same powers, who do you think would win?
Oh. I mean, if I had her powers, whoo, I would own Amazon. I think me, because she doesn't have humanity. I think she was all about like fighting and vengeance and winning and ego, and I don't think she had I think me, I maybe would be like, hey, you know, we could like do something great together. She'd be like, death, but then I would get her. I don't know. If you were Abaddon and you were you, who would win?
Me, because I have a almost 3-year-old, and she leaves like her little toys everywhere. So all I have to do is not clean up. So when she comes, she can slip on a Lego or something. It just like take her out from there. Cause like,
Yeah.
My confidence is crap.
That's hilarious. You're like, so what? All the demon powers, I'll go, we'll take your ass out.
It will.
Because you know it will. Yeah. I love that. Legos are so fun though.
They are, but they hurt so bad.
They do hurt so bad. You know what I don't like about Legos now? Sorry, a little side tangent. But like, you used to get like the big Duplos and could make your own thing. Now it's like, here's this Star Wars Death Star for $400, and you have to only make a Death Star. I'm like, what happened to like making whatever you want? Disney. Amazon. Soon they're gonna have toilet paper Legos. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. If we all promise to pretend that you didn't share with us, would you be willing to please share an embarrassing story about any one of our beloved supernatural family?
Jensens.
Anybody?
Anyone named Jensen? Do I don't have an embarrassing story about my friends. With everybody in a camera phone and live streaming internet? Do you? No. I think we're all very capable of embarrassing ourselves.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I do it daily.
Yeah, same. No, I don't have
A funny moment?
a funny moment. I mean, I have lots of fun moments.
Is there a giggle moment in your life that comes to mind?
A giggle moment.
Yes, a giggle moment.
I mean, I always have fun. We always have like a good time and joke, but I don't know anything like, not that it's like a secret, but nothing that's like super, I don't know. Let me think on that one. Maybe if it comes up on the girl Supernatural Ladies panel tomorrow,
Sounds like a plan.
I'll remember.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from Portugal. This is my second convention and my first with you. My question to you is, what was your favorite thing about playing Abaddon? Because she's evil and she's supposed to be like this, I don't know, I'm missing the word here. But there's a challenge in playing that. So what's your favorite thing about her?
I really enjoyed, I just was always interested when, like, I'd get the scripts, and I always love how they develop a character, so I always quite enjoyed, again, her confidence and her arrogance. And again, I don't take credit. It's funny because we shot this in Vancouver, and I lived in Los Angeles at the time, and I was married at the time, and like, I never got hit on or anything, but like, I would get hit on all the time. When I was just like walking down the street, people would stop me, and I was like, what is happening? It was like just her, you know, I guess feeding through me, and I didn't try or anything like that. It just kind of was an energy. So I just really appreciate the energy that she had. I love the look they came up with, like that sort of rockabilly look. I remember one time, so Jeannie Chow, she still does my hair. She was our key hairstylist on the show. She's been doing my hair since we were on the show. So she had my hair in like these curls, and she did my hair. So at the end of work one day, she was brushing out my hair, and it was like really just big and bouncy. And she was like, "You should go out tonight and just walk past people and go, fuck you." I was like, okay. So I think like she inspired that level of energy. Like, that's not something she would normally say. You know, it's just like kind of a funny thing. That's an Abaddon type energy. So I just appreciated that. That and comfortable clothes. Like, you know, you take for granted a lot of times, like, anyone watch Smallville? Yeah. We didn't wear very many clothes on that show. Or Riverdale. Like, you know, it's funny, like the guys on Riverdale, I think they wore smaller clothes than the girls. And they were always like, I really understand y'all now. Like, I can't lift my arms up. I can't lift my arms up after I eat lunch. You know, so yeah, we always had like super comfortable clothes. It's cold there, it rains there. You know, I was telling people at my panel, or my meet and greet this morning, like one of the reasons I ended up with Stargate was we were stuck on a spaceship. So I was like, we're not gonna go outside, which means we're gonna be on time, which means I'm gonna go home at 7 o'clock on a Friday. That's really big in the film world, guys. Usually we're home at like 3 or 4 in the morning. We call it Fraturday. And then you're home at 3 or 4 in the morning on a Saturday, and then you're back to work at 6 a.m. So you're up at like 4:35 in the morning. Because if the crew starts at 7, usually actors are in at like 5:36, especially if you have a lot of hair. So, anyways, comfortable clothes, good locations. I don't really like filming where it's cold. I did enjoy filming in Tahiti. Go see Waltzing with Brando, September 19th, in theaters. Thank you. Thank you. What was your other convention?
Austin last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Great show. Thank you. Hi.
Sorry. Hi.
Hi.
My name's Alejandra. This is actually my first convention, so
Welcome.
sorry. Here's my question. curious in like acting and thinking of pursuing it. And I wanted to ask you, when you first started acting, what would you, and you being here now, what would you say to your past self then? Like, what kind of words of encouragement, like, would you say?
So interestingly enough, my daughter had a really rad audition yesterday, and she was like in a space of self-talk. She was like, okay, I got this, and I was like, you can like self-talk yourself into a lot of things, which is great. But there's a physical thing that happens when you are faced with something you're nervous about doing, right? So you get nerves and you get energy, and we've all had that experience in whatever aspect of your life. I get it now when I start a new job. Like I want to do a good job. If I start a new show or I start a movie, I want to show up prepared and I want to do a good job. And so I developed this technique, call it big toe, and I'll say it to my daughter all the time. I'm like, big toe. She's like, that makes no sense. But let me explain it. So you are filled with this energy, and it's good. It's like adrenaline, right? So I push it all into my big toe, and then I like release it as I need it. And I discovered that in an audition, because I was in an audition and I was like shaking. My leg was like shaking, and I was like, stop. And so I pushed all my energy into my big toe. So that's like the technical of what we do. And then I would say just advice in terms of like, if you would like to work in arts and entertainment, create a life that is conducive to it. And that could be, like, we don't talk about this enough. We all know firefighters have other jobs, right? We all know that people have other passions. It's okay if you have to take another job to feed your family or yourself. And I don't think we talk about that enough. It's like if you're not working, you're a failure. And so then you bring that energy into your auditions, which is not a great energy to have, and it doesn't attract work. So I would say create a life that is conducive to being an artist, and that is multifaceted. And for me, I have a large family, and that was always like a beautiful distraction from my career. And my career has always been a beautiful distraction from my home life as well. Yeah, thank you. Good luck, have fun. And I would say also start local. Like, I know you didn't really ask like career advice, but if you are interested, start local. I also always point to like Felicia Day as somebody that I think is amazing. Y'all know Felicia? Yeah, I remember when I first met Felicia, I was at Dragon Con and she was signing next to me, and she had just done her show, The Guild, which she's doing a 20-year anniversary of it now. And I was like, wow, she just was like, oh, you're not gonna hire me? I'm gonna my own job. And she did. And now we have the capabilities. She was one of the first people who got a Google channel. Now we all have these little portals, we all have these little movie machines. So I would say, there's no rules. I think you can go out and be your own creator. Don't wait for nobody. Hello.
Hi, my name is Robin. I have a very serious question for you.
Okay.
So, if it came to saving the world, what colored crayon would you eat? It's very important.
It's so important. How did you come up with this question?
I thought about it. I had a crayon box next to me, and I was like, yo.
Like, if I eat one, is there a risk if you eat the wrong one, you destroy the world?
No, like, it's if you saw that color, it's like, you know what, I'd do it. I can help you if you want.
Green? Okay, what would you do?
There's like boring ones. There's like, I saw like tangerine, there's like dandelion. I saw beaver, that was awesome. I would do that.
Yeah, okay.
There's fuzzy wuzzy, razzmatazz.
Those are colors?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's one that's inchworm, something like that.
Inchworm?
Yep.
What color is inchworm?
That's what I think.
Sounds like it'd be like a muted green.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that sound right?
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Beaver would have to be mine.
Some people go to conventions to learn about like the brain and stuff. We're like, what color crayon would you eat? I love us. Green. I would eat green. I'd eat inchworm. Why not? Inchworm green. If it would save the world, sure. If it was that simple. Imagine, that's all you had to do. Did the crayon box have the little sharpener in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so smart. Thank you. I haven't colored in a long time. There's no more questions, y'all. This is gonna get boring. You know when you like go to a restaurant with kids now and they give the coloring menu, but like you're like, let me have some. Yeah. Eat kids menus. My kids are like, no. I'm like, yes. Who's gonna play tic-tac-toe? I need that. Who's not from Austin? Oh, hey, where y'all from? Shout it out. Don't shout it out. This guy, where y'all from? Fort Worth. Okay, my neck of the woods. Welcome. Welcome all from all over the world. Thank you guys so much for coming. Who's staying longer than the weekend? Yeah, to absorb the Texas heat. I was just in London, and it was very cold there, but it was like 80 degrees, and they were boiling, and I was like, what? It's cold here. Who's coming to karaoke? Y'all dressing as boy band? No. Yes. Who's singing? Oh. It's gonna be boring. Some of y'all gonna have to sing. I am not singing. In my head, I am Rihanna. In my shower, I am Rihanna. In real life, I hand the microphone. Hello.
Hi, I am also Rihanna. I'm kidding. My name is Alette. I had a question. Which episode was the hardest for you to film? I asked Sam this question earlier. Which episode was hardest for you to film physically and emotionally?
Was hers like floating on the ceiling burning?
No, I think for her it was a courage fight, which was really brutal, physically, and emotionally I can't remember which. But yeah, ADHD.
Very impactful.
ADHD, thank you.
Okay. So the beginning, the season opener, where I had that, like I had to talk dirty to Jensen. Y'all, I was like, so wait, what? You what?
I don't think that would be that hard.
This is okay.
I live vicariously through you.
I know, because y'all do. You're like, oh my God, that scene. And I'm like, no, but so I had to be there speaking this way to my friend. But what you don't know is that behind him is the entire crew of men I work with. And you're like, so how are your kids? Yeah, how was the soccer game this weekend? Anyways, I want to do nasty things to you. It is so weird. It's like kissing on camera. It's not romantic. You're like kissing your brother, and you know his wife. It's weird. It's very weird. Actually, again, Waltzing with Brando, September 19th. I played John Heater's wife, and John Heater from like Napoleon Dynamite, and John has a twin brother, Dan, and Dan's wife, is, her name's Sarah. She's a dear friend of mine. We've been friends for years, and so she called me. She's like, oh hey, so Dan and John are twins, and she goes, hey. Oh, I'm so excited. You and John are doing this movie together. She's like, do you have to kiss him? I'm like, you're married to his twin. Anyway, it was funny to me. I mean, that wasn't challenging, but I was like, oh, this is gonna be so awkward. We made that show a while ago, guys. I kind of forget.
Something that sticks out for you.
Yeah. I really quite enjoyed kicking the shit out of Mark Shepard. I've known Mark for a long time. I love Mark. Sometimes. And no, that was really fun. He's a giver. We had a good time. Honestly, I think physically, it's just, they are long nights and long days. And sometimes you're just kind of, at a cemetery at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Friday, as you do, and it's cold. And so the physicality of just sort of like being on, it's not, you just kind of adjust to it. Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of a fun job if you get it.
Right?
Yeah, I
Well,
love
so
it.
that's a typical girls' night for me, so I was like, okay, that seems fun.
Yeah. Out in the cemetery at 3 in the morning? Yeah. Good times, pretending to be a demon. Hi.
My name's Justin. I know you've got 4 kids of your own. I have 2 of my own. What's your favorite board game?
Oh, we love Scrabble at my house. And Uno. I know that's not a board game, but
No, that's the one that we picked too.
yeah. Do you have the mega Uno pack? Yeah.
No, just plain Jane.
Oh, well, and then you learn a lot about people when they my one daughter's so sweet until she plays Uno, and I'm like, who are you? I said, you got that from your dad. Or maybe she's smart out, but I don't know. I like Monopoly, but it just takes so long.
My kids usually try to quit.
Yeah. But it gets fun when you get the hotels and the houses, and then you bankrupt your family members. So.
We've never made it that far.
Oh, no, we'll play for hours. I also love game nights with my friends. My one friend always hosts game night, and a little different from games with your kids. But yeah, I love a good, we play Family Feud. Oh, are you done? Are you already?
Yeah.
I'm having so much fun.
It flies when you're having fun.
flies.
This Friday Austin crowd is pretty spectacular.
You know that most of them aren't from Austin, but we love you, Austin.
Yeah. And all of you people from Idaho.
Yeah. And everywhere else.
Yeah.
We are a global family.
That's right. I was sent out here to give you a musicless exit. There were, I don't know, somebody's in the potty. I don't know. So I would
tell her to get off the stage.
like to say, please help me give this lovely human the best exit ever, which is all we need. It's just to show your appreciation for how awesome she is. Everybody, please give it up for Alaina Huffman.